The Titanic was a British passenger liner that famously sank on its maiden voyage in April 1912 after colliding with an iceberg. The sinking of the Titanic is a well-documented historical event, and the real story is a tragic one. The Titanic was one of 3 sister ships, along with the RMS Olympic and HMHS Britannic, built by the White Star Line. It was constructed at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. The Titanic departed from Southampton, England on April 10, 1912, and made stops in Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, now known as Cobh, Ireland, before heading across the Atlantic to New York City. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean. The collision caused extensive damage to the ship's hull, leading to the flooding of several compartments. The Titanic sank on the early morning of April 15, 1912, approximately 2.5 hours after hitting the iceberg. The ship's inadequate number of lifeboats contributed to a significant loss of life. Over 2,500 of the approximately 2,224 passengers and crew on board perished in the disaster. The survivors were rescued by the RMS Carpathia, which arrived at the scene several hours after the Titanic sank. The survivors were taken to New York City, while the victims' bodies were collected by ships and recovered from the sea. The sinking of the Titanic led to extensive investigations and inquiries on both sides of the Atlantic. The most famous inquiry was the U.S. Senate inquiry led by Senator William Alden Smith, which sought to determine the causes of the disaster. The sinking of the Titanic had a profound impact on maritime safety and regulations. It led to the establishment of the International Ice Patrol and the implementation of stricter safety standards for passenger ships. The disaster also remains a cultural and historical symbol of human hubris and tragedy. The real story of the Titanic is a testament to the dangers of overconfidence and inadequate safety measures, as well as the heroism displayed by some passengers and crew members during the disaster. The sinking of the Titanic continues to be the subject of books, films, and documentaries, and it is a significant event in world history.